The first step to become true to yourself is to focus on you. Stop caring about what people perceive. It is no good. In this moment, allow your mind to slowly shift its focus solely on yourself. Empty your mind and cease concentrating on what others perceive, but rather on how to be true to yourself. Let's get started. I'm constantly amazed by how easily we love ourselves above all others, yet we put more stock in the opinions of others than in our own estimation of self. How much credence we give to the opinions our peers have of us, and how little to our very own. Marcus Aurelius believes that we often prioritize the opinions of others over our own self-assessment. It's fascinating how we can easily let the judgments of others sway our own views and feelings. For instance, we might see that a piece of clothing looks great until someone makes a negative comment about it, and suddenly we feel ashamed or self-conscious. We might be content with our lives until we discover that someone we don't particularly like has more success, causing us to doubt our own achievements. Even more concerning, we may not value our own abilities or accomplishments until someone else acknowledges them. This notion resonates with the journey of becoming our true selves because it's about understanding and valuing our own thoughts, feelings, and self-worth independently of external validation. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing that while we have control over our own opinions and beliefs, we have limited control over what others see of us. Therefore, constantly seeking the approval and validation of others can be a precarious and often fruitless factor. The key message here is not to overly concern ourselves with what other people say, but to focus more on what we genuinely believe and feel. Being true to yourself is a constant decision that we make daily. And don't think that just because you made a mistake, you're a failure. Life is a learning experience. Sometimes we make decisions that are true to us, and sometimes we don't. It's okay, because we learn. Louise Hay. To truly be ourselves, it's important that we know who we are, including our strengths and weaknesses. Our goal should be to make sure our actions and decisions match up with what we really care about and believe in. But it's not a straight road. It's not about being perfect. It's about knowing that making mistakes is okay. Those slip-ups are like lessons that help us get better. They show us where we might need to change direction or try something new. Staying true to ourselves means realizing that growing and finding out who we are is an ongoing thing. Life's always shifting, and sometimes our choices fit perfectly with who we are, and sometimes not so much. Knowing this reminds us that the journey of self-discovery is a lifelong deal. It gives us the freedom to keep on learning and changing, whether our choices always match our true selves or not. It's about moving forward with a deep understanding of who we are and where we want to go. So being true to ourselves means embracing the idea that we're always changing, always learning, and forever growing as we figure out who we are. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions are opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Our vices will abate if they are brought every day to the shrift. Seneca. Every night before we sleep, Seneca advises that we should ask ourselves some important questions. What weaknesses did we work on overcoming today? Did we successfully control our emotions and resist harmful impulses? Did we acquire new virtues or positive qualities? The idea is that by consistently holding ourselves accountable and reflecting on our behaviors, we naturally begin to lessen our bad habits and vices. Being true to oneself involves understanding our weaknesses, controlling our emotions, and acquiring impactful virtues. Seneca's advice encourages us to practice self-reflection daily, which is a fundamental aspect of personal growth and authenticity. By doing so, we not only become better individuals, but also get closer to living in harmony with our genuine selves, as we continually work on improving and harmonizing our actions with our true values and principles. Achieve self-mastery over your thoughts and constantly direct them towards your goal and objectives. Learn to focus your attention on the goals that you want to achieve and on finding ways to achieve those goals. Napoleon Hill. To Napoleon Hill, achieving self-mastery over our thoughts is an essential step in becoming true to ourselves. In simpler terms, it means taking control of our own mind and using that power to work towards our personal goals and desires. To be true to ourselves, we need to understand what we truly want in life, our objectives, and what makes us genuinely happy. Once we've defined these, it's crucial to consistently channel our thoughts and focus toward those goals and objectives. This involves avoiding distractions and maintaining a clear mental direction. By concentrating our attention on our ambitions and finding ways to achieve them, we're essentially balancing our inner thoughts with our authentic aspirations. This involves not just recognizing our innermost desires and values, but also actively working towards them. It's about taking charge of our minds and steering them toward the lives we truly desire, making choices and decisions that are in harmony with who we genuinely are. Don't let your reflection on the whole sweep of life crush you. Don't fill your mind with all the bad things that might still happen. Stay focused on the present situation and ask yourself why it's so unbearable and can't be survived. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius advises us not to let the enormity of life's challenges overwhelm us. When we reflect on our lives as a whole, it's easy to get weighed down by the potential problems and difficulties that the future may bring. Worrying about all the bad things that might happen can be paralyzing and detrimental to our well-being. To become true to ourselves, we need to focus on the present moment and ask ourselves why the current situation feels unbearable, unendurable. A practical way to relate this to becoming true to ourselves is by recognizing that often we can tackle the most daunting tasks and endure difficult circumstances by immersing ourselves in the details of the present moment. When we look at our past accomplishments or when we've faced challenges, we might realize that we were so focused on the immediate tasks at hand that we didn't let the bigger picture crush us. It's like the old saying, the trick to forgetting the big picture is to look at everything close up. This means that sometimes focusing too much about the grand scale of things can be counterproductive and overwhelming. Remember, becoming true to yourself means discovering the real you, who you are deep down inside. It's getting rid of all the junk that's been piled on you over the years. Things like what people expect from you or what they deem you should be. Becoming true to yourself is a lifelong process. It doesn't end but continues. So start focusing on yourself right now. At the end of the day, it's about finding out what you truly believe in, what you're passionate about, and what makes you, well, you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you like this video, please drop your favorite quote in our comment section so we can share some ideas down there. This is, again, powerful quote. Keep in mind that the first step to becoming true to yourselves is to be you. See you again soon.